Welcome back to our channel. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of these great yoga flows. Let's get into another standing flow that I love to do. So starting again in Tadasana, all the same things. Make sure that you press down through the four corners of your feet. We can use Tadasana as our centering pose, so making sure that you feel a sense of evenness between the right side and the left side here. So maybe noticing if you're a little bit off balance. As I press down through the four corners of my feet, I'm going to engage my legs a little bit by lifting my kneecaps up and starting to compress my hips inward. As I tuck my tailbone in, the sides of my body are going to automatically want to lift, and I'll draw my abdomen in just to support my spine. Then letting the shoulders glide down the back and in towards each other will help open the chest and create this nice openness into the armpits and shoulder area. Extending out through the fingers, chin stays level with the floor and also in line with my sternum. Crown of the head's going to lift up. So just taking a few centering breaths here. Nice smooth inhales, nice smooth exhales. Going back maybe to our breathwork video, seeing if you can find that nice smooth inhale that matches the nice smooth exhale. Just really letting everything go right now, coming into that present moment as you let go of the future, you let go of the things of the past, and just really concentrating on this flow. So as we get into it, we're going to bring our fingertips so that they match in front of our heart, and then step or jump our feet out nice and wide. So a nice 3 feet apart, maybe wider if you have longer legs. Keeping the fingers outstretched and the arms lifted. Remember, I'm going to draw my biceps and triceps in towards the bone, and that's going to keep my arms nice and strong and help create a nice strong lift here. So now as I lift my right leg and I'm going to turn it out, I might need to step my left foot out a little bit because this time I want to turn my hips the same way. So as I move that leg out and I can move my hips, I want them facing the same way as my foot. Now sometimes hips and knees can get in the way here, so I'll just move this foot so it's a little bit easier for me. The one thing I don't want to do is have my legs crossed here because that can be really, really damaging for the knees and the hips. I can put my feet on my hips so that I can feel that they're facing forward, and then I'm ready to move into Virabhadrasana 1. So I'm going to inhale, bring my arms all the way up so they're extending up towards the ceiling, and then as I exhale, bending that right knee, trying to make it again, only coming to 90 degree, and I want this thigh to become parallel to the floor. As I start here, this is a nice beginner Virabhadrasana 1, or I can start to bend myself back and looking up at the ceiling. Again, balance is going to become a little bit of a thing here. So let's stay here for a couple of breaths. If you're really new to this pose and it's already hurting, come out and come back in is okay too. And then on the next inhale, I'm going to straighten the legs and I'm going to sweep my arms behind me. The legs are going to stay exactly where they are. And I'm either going to put my thumbs into my elbow creases or create this Namaskar or prayer pose up my back. So as I do that, I draw my shoulders back, opening the chest and inhaling, lift and looking up at the ceiling. Now as I exhale, I'm going to start to fold over that front leg, keeping both legs straight and aiming my chin so that it's going over my toes. Elbows keep moving back, shoulder blades keep moving down and in, and I want my chin to move and my head to move away so that I keep my neck nice and long. This is the first phase, the concave back phase of any forward pose. And then on the next exhale, we'll release our head down towards the knee, trying to close that distance between our chest and our thigh. So we'll stay here for a few breaths. Remember, pressing down through the feet will help keep the balance. And then we'll just release our hands down so that they come towards our foot. And I like to do this standing split pose, so I'm just going to put all my weight into my right foot and then start to lift my left leg into the air. I want to keep drawing my chest and my head down towards my knee as I lift the left leg up even more. And then after I've stayed here for a few breaths, I'll carefully put my left leg back down, bending that knee, and returning myself back to Warrior 1. Pause here for a breath or two. And then on an inhale, straightening the leg. And then exhale, coming back to forward, keeping the arms uplifted if you can, and then just pausing in this 5-point star just to recreate the balance before we go to the left side. And then as you're ready to, lifting that left leg up, turning the foot out completely so that the knee's in line with the foot, and then drawing the hips around. Adjusting the right leg so that my hips turn easily, not causing any problems to my knees or my hips. Inhale, arms come all the way up. Exhale, bending the left knee. Now I'm in Virabhadrasana. One on the other side, warrior one. So lifting the heart, looking up at the sky, strong legs, pressing strongly back through that outer edge of that right foot, staying in warrior one for a couple of breaths. Maybe using the inhales to lift as you exhale, letting that thigh drop a little bit more. And then on your next inhale, straightening the leg, swooping the hands behind you, either grabbing your armpits if you have, your elbows if you have, make sure you switch the cross. Otherwise, taking the hands back into that praying position, and then we're gonna fold forward. So as I press strongly down through my feet, my legs are gonna stay straight. Inhale, looking up at the ceiling, exhaling, folding over the left leg. I wanna keep my chin in line with that foot so it's aiming over the foot as I pause in the concave back phase. Keep pressing back, keep the spine nice and long. And after a couple of breaths here, exhaling, taking yourself down towards that leg, closing the distance between your chest and your leg. And I can keep rolling back my left hip bone, and that will help me draw myself a little bit closer. So after a couple of breaths, we'll release the hands down beside the leg. You can take a little bit of a bend into that left leg as you lift the right leg up into the air and coming into this standing split. So again, I'm trying to close the distance between my leg and my chest, pointing the toe, lifting it up, coming the best I can into the splits. And then coming out, bending that knee, placing that foot down nice and gently as I come all the way back, warrior one. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, moving forward. And then we'll release again in Parsvottanasana. So hands come to the hips, exhaling, folding forward. Again, allowing your hands either to come to the floor or thumbs in the elbows and then releasing down. If you can start to bring your hands to the floor, you want to let your head hang heavy here. So there should be no strain in the neck. And you can start to walk your hands back so that they almost become even with your feet. Elbows press back as you let the head draw towards the floor. And then in future videos, I'll show you how to do a headstand from here. But today we'll just release. And then as you're ready to come out, inhaling, bringing yourself back to the concave back phase. I'd bring my hands back to my hips, make sure that my legs are nice and strong, and then inhaling, coming back. Either heel toeing or jumping my feet back together, and I'm right back in Tadasana. Taking a few breaths here. Again, create that evenness between the right side and the left side. We aren't naturally even in both sides, so really learning the differences in your own body is really gonna help your yoga practice. So if you found any value in that, I hope you guys do this every day. Please hit the like button, share it, and give a comment. Tell me what you wanna see. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.